Do you have any ideas, maybe culturally or from a system standpoint, what we can do to help with, play and physical activity?
I love how you ask simple questions.
That's what I do for a living.
That's good. I think first think about who we are as humans and how we choose, not even how we choose to behave, just our behaviors. We are really a product of the communities that we are in, the relationships we're in, our workplaces, our home places, our neighborhood places, the people we are around. And so first and foremost, that is a system. Those are our systems. And we have changed since you and I were kids in the 80s to a less physical place. Still, I had Atari when I was little. Played Atari games a lot, but I was also outside till 10 p.m. And so if you think about the culture of, let's just say, our society in the United States, and whether it's the culture of more virtual play or sedentary play, sedentary being I'm not moving as I do this, it's not to say there's not benefits to the creative play. Like, for example, Hot Wheels. I could play a Hot Wheels based game where I get to trick out my own Hot Wheel and I get to venture into leveling up its capabilities and I get to then use those capabilities with or against other people who either sit next to me or not. And that's a huge generative, creative, innovative way of thinking. It's quite possible a lot of the problems we face today will be solved by gamers. There was a really cool TED Talk about gaming will change the future. I forget who it was, but she made a good point that when I game, I'm willing to take more risks. Even though I have stuff on the line, I'm willing to take more risks with ideas and challenging something. And hey, if I lose that character, it happens. Physical play is actually the same way, right? Because when we go to play, there's not a huge amount on the line, unless we're like jumping off of tall towers and hoping that our parachute opens, that kind of stuff, which is fine too. When I think about like what is our society all about and what are the people around us doing from a physical play standpoint, we're just not moving as much. So in addition to just the general people around us, if we bring this back to kids, our parents, our family, our caregivers, the people who raise us are probably a top shelf influencer in that, especially up to 8 years old, even into early tweens. At some point that transitions and the influencers become my friends and the other mentors we start to see in our world. But what they're doing is what we're doing. And what our adults are doing is achieving now close to 70% overweight, a proliferation of sedentary activity, thinking of those as two separate things now, that there's how much do you physically actually move and the determinants of what that means for health and wellness and soul and quality of life. And then the separate thing is how much do you just spend sitting? And that has extra detriments and different detriments. And if our adults are doing that, our parents when we're younger, our parents and our mentors when we're tweens, and then our peers and our mentors when we're in our teenage years, then that is the culture I know. It's true of everything. I reference whether or not I'm doing well enough as a parent, as a colleague, as any role I play in society based on comparison around what I see around me.